Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have something kind of new, kind of weird. So I injured my shoulder over the weekend and I'm wearing a sling right now actually because I can't really move my arm too much because my shoulder hurts a lot. Gonna go ahead and throw this out at the beginning of the video. I am on painkillers, so sorry if I'm a little loopy. And also, pardon my hair. I'm lucky I was even able to successfully wash it, but I certainly wasn't gonna get a comb through it because it hurt too much. So it's doing whatever it's doing. I have no control over it today. Anyway, so today's tutorial is going to be a one-handed, or in my case, a right-handed tutorial. And it's pretty much all going to be centered around things I can do with one hand. So I've already cleansed my face and moisturized it with my normal Aveeno moisturizer, as well as I have cleansed my hands. And now I'm going to be going in with my Almay Smart Shade Primer. This is just the swirly one. And I'm going to pump it like a Purell dispenser because I can't really think of another way to do that. And I got the bugs in here today. Harley is hanging out with mommy for girl time. So I got a good little pea-sized amount, and I'm just going to try and, oh no, get this all over my face, and I'm going to rub it in. Remember that the reason why there are swirls in this primer is for color correcting. The green is to counteract any redness you have in your face, purple is to brighten your face, and the clear medium is the makeup primer. So it's kind of, I mean, I honestly didn't like it very much when I first got it, but it's grown on me over the course of my using it, and I actually think I might repurchase it now, and I just recommended it to my friend Michelle the other day. I use it on her a lot too when I do her makeup for fun. Okay. And then I'm going to be using my Beauty Blender Wannabe sponge. This one is just from the local drugstore here. It's a DM in Germany, but it's just the pretend beauty blender. I'm going to be using this Rimmel Clean Finish foundation today. It's the clear bottle, and the reason why I chose this foundation is because it has a little spatula in the bottle. So that'll make it easier to apply the product to my face. Actually, I think this color is a bit dark for me right now, but beggars can't be choosers when it comes to one-handed makeup. So I do like the finish of this makeup in general though. So I just think that this color specifically is a tidbit dark for me right now because Germany is just not getting a lot of sun. But we'll see how this goes. So now that we've got the primer on our face, I'm just going to take the spatula out, and I'm just going to wipe it. Usually I put it on the back of my hand, so this is a new experience. I just feel like I'm face painting. And then once you get the product dotted all over your face, you want to take your Beauty Blender or whatever version of it you have, and you want it to be wet, or not wet, but damp. So I just ran this under the faucet and squeezed it as the water ran over it, and it got about good 50 to 75% larger than it was originally. And now I'm going to take the fat end and I'm going to use it to steeple the product into my face. So as far as I'm aware, and all of the reading I've done, beauty blenders and beauty sponges alike, you want to use the fat end to kind of spread out the product, and then you use the smaller end to get into the areas like around your nose and under your eyes and things like that. Actually, this color is turning out pretty good. Much better than I expected. And so you just got to keep going until it's all blended out nicely. Make sure to, just like when you're doing foundation any other time, to push it back into your hairline, get under your ears, and drag it down your neck, just like we always do with our foundation. So now that I'm getting into the part like around my nose and under my eyes, I'm going to turn around and use the point to get into these little pieces over here and into the little, where your nose meets your face. So now we have our foundation done, and I'm going to do just a light dusting of powder with my Rimmel Stay Matte. This is the translucent one, and I'm using this e.l.f. Kabuki brush because it's nice and soft. Because I do have this one little pimple on the side of my mouth, I'm going to take this Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. I think this is in color light, And I'm going to just kind of place it right on top of that and buff it out a little bit because nobody likes a pimple. This is very, very easy to do with one hand unless you need to, well actually yeah, you can even crank it with one hand. So very, very friendly. I feel like I want to like, I got one up here too. Alright, and I'm going to let that concealer dry before putting more powder over it because this pimple has been just very, very difficult to cover lately and it just wants to let everybody see it. So I'm going to let the concealer dry before I powder it. Otherwise it just hasn't been working out for me. I haven't been able to keep it covered. Next I'm going to move on to my eyes and oh excuse me, I have an itch. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Primer Potion that I depotted into my contact case because I can scoop it out just with my finger instead of having to like twist out the brush and swipe it on my eye. And so this just seems a little bit more friendly for today's tutorial. I'm just going to smooth this all over my eye. I'm going to keep it primarily on the lid and into the crease because I'm not going to be doing a highlight color today with my eyeshadow. So primarily just on the lid and into the crease a little bit, but not all the way up to the brow. For today's eyeshadow, we're just going to do one color. And this is actually a way for me to try out this new eyeshadow that I got recently from Kat Von D. This is the Shade Shifter eyeshadow in Love Letter, which is a pretty, pretty purple color. But the idea behind, this is what it looks like. The idea behind this eyeshadow is that you can use one color and it'll use the contours of your eye to change the color of the shadow, if that makes sense. Like it won't change the color of the shadow, but like I guess it'll change the richness or the opacity. I'm not sure. I haven't really used it yet, but in theory you can use one color and it'll look like you've done the crease color and everything and like done the smoke out. So I'm going to be using a MAC 224 brush with it, and again this is in Love Letter. It's the Kat Von D Shade Shifters. And this way I can just use one shadow and one brush and hopefully get a nice eye look. So I've loaded up my brush. I'm just going to, I think I'm going to sweep it on. Alright, well, I mean it's a pretty color. We'll see what happens when I come up here. Sorry. Okay, so there is definitely a little more depth when it gets up here into my crease without me actually having to do much work for it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it definitely is making a little shadow in here. Okay, yeah, I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. I'm just going to blend it a little more at the top so it's not such a harsh line going from the purple to the skin tone. And that's why I didn't want to prime all the way up to my eyes, because I don't want this, I don't want any color up that high. Now I want a highlight color because I feel like it looks naked. I'm not going to do that though. Instead I'm just going to grab this highlighting brush from Eco Tools and I'm going to use this to even further soften out that line, because I'm thinking that because there was obviously product on that brush, it just wasn't giving me the line that I wanted. Okay, that's better. Not perfect, but you know what? For one hand, I'm not going to complain. See if we can pull that under our lower lash line a little bit. You know what? Yeah, we're going to run with that. Okay, so for eyeliner, you're going to want to choose something that's really creamy. I was going to go for a MAC eyeliner, one of like their kohl ones, like the kohl Kajal, something like that. I was going to choose the eyeliner I have in Black Swan, but I instead decided to go with this NYX one, the Jumbo Eye Pencil in Slate, because I decided I wanted the eye to be a little bit more sloppy than perfect. So this is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Slate, which is like a charcoal black gray color. And if I can get the cap off, then we can move forward. Okay, there it goes. And I'm just going to do a really quick rough line of my top lashes and about the bottom third. And so this is just going to go along my top lashes. It's going to end up being, you know, a fairly thick line because it's a fairly thick pencil, I mean. It's a really pretty color though. It's like, it is pretty charcoal color. Like it's a really... And then I'm just going to run it very, very, very a little bit, like not a lot of the way under my eye, underneath. I feel like that just is going to kind of give you the depth that you want. It's going to make your eyelashes look thicker, but it's not going to take a whole lot of effort. Like I didn't even have to lean that close into my mirror to get the application that I wanted. Next is mascara. I just chose a random mascara out of my drawer because they really are all going to be the same for this, you know, type of thing. This is the Urban Decay Super Curl Curling Mascara. Apparently I can't read today. Excuse me. And I'm just going to throw this on my lashes. This size is the deluxe sample I got just, you know, as a freebie on an order one time. If you don't have a curling mascara that does a really, really good job of curling your eyelashes, you can always take a curling lash. You can always take a lash curler to them before or after, depending on the kind of lash curler that you have. The one that I own is a heating one, so you can do it after the mascara has dried, but if you're doing one of the clampy ones, you want to do it before so it doesn't get stuck in the mascara and like chop your eyelashes off and like pull them out of your face. Alright. So now that we've done that part, I'm just going to run my Garnier Anti-Dark Circle Roller under my eyes because I'm sure that there is a little bit of purple eyeshadow, as well as the fact that I didn't sleep too well last night because, well, my shoulder hurt. Okay. Next, I am actually going to do my brows today. I'm not going to fill them in. I'm just going to give them a little bit of help with the clear mascara slash brow gel from Great Lash. And the reason I'm going to do this is because since I did such a simple eye, I mean, it took us, what, 30 seconds, that I do want to give my eye some help in just kind of helping it stand out and look more defined and look more intentional, instead of looking like I woke up in last night's makeup and just went with it. So I'm just going to run the wand through it. I already combed them out to get the general shape that I wanted, and now I can cement them in. I'm noticing that this eyeshadow isn't too heavily pigmented. Like, it's not super, super bright purple, but I think it looks really nice. It's kind of, I don't want to say grungy, but it is a kind of a grungy purple color. Anyways, moving forward, we're going to do blush and no bronzer today because I don't even know how you would do bronzer with one hand, especially like me. I have to like seek out my cheekbones and then apply the bronzer there, and I mean, I don't think I could do that well with one hand. But this seems to be a good blush that I think I can use one-handed because I'm pretty sure that's how I've always used it, and it is the Maybelline Dream Bouncy Blush in Hot Tamale. And this is, I mean, you just put a little bit of product on your fingers and then smooth it over your cheeks. So I'm just going to, so I just am lightly swiping my finger over the blush bounce bubble, and I'm just going to lightly rub this into my cheeks and pull it back towards my hairline. I'm just going to bring a little extra life to the eye, to the face, without it being super, super obvious. This is a really pretty color. Obviously, all blushes can be applied heavier and can look, you know, scary. but this is a blush that if you just keep working at it and just keep buffing it out, it really just leaves your skin with a nice wash of color. You can use a brush with this product as well. I just never have. I've always just used my fingers. I like the feeling of having the product melt on my skin and being able to control it. And I just feel like I prefer the results when I use my fingers. But absolutely, if you want to use a brush, please, please do. And then, second to last step, we are going to run the powder over our face one more time, and that way we can set in the concealer on that blemish that I have and just give it, you know, one more little once over. And then for lips, I'm just going to keep it really, really simple. This is one of the CoverGirl Lip Smoochies. I hate the name. I hate it so much. I hate that they're called Smoochies, and I hate that the color of this is called Hagtash Text Me. Hate it. Think it's super gross. However, the color is amazing, and it smells like cherries. So I'll get over the hating of the name and everything because it is a pretty color and it smells so good. And this is also really easy to put on. It's practically chapstick. It's like a tinted lip balm almost. It's got a really fat like stick, so it's really easy to apply. It smells so good. And that's it. That's my face. These lips look a lot more red on camera than they are. Promise, they're not this friggin' cherry red. It's a pretty soft face. It's not too much. This is a face that, you know, it didn't take me very long to put on. I did it with one hand. I would definitely feel confident and comfortable walking out into public with my face, not with my hair. My hair looks like... So yeah, I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope you found it entertaining, if nothing else. Until I see you next time, this is going to be interesting. Peace, love, and smiles. Bye, guys.